Hello everybody, Dave Neal here, stand-up comic host of Bachelor Nation News. In this video, we've got Katie Thurston on Jess Ambrose's new podcast, Your Mom and Dad Pod. She actually opens up and discusses things we haven't heard yet regarding her relationship with John Hersey, how it began and ended, and where she is now with her situationship, or maybe not a situationship, but a relationship that's either emerging or not in the public eye. We're going to try to barrel scrape this content right out of the barrel here. Follow me on Instagram at DNeal. Patreon.com/Dave Neal for behind the scenes bonus content, and every afternoon Bachelor Rush Hour, the hit award-winning, where are my trophies? The award-winning podcast. The award-winning podcast that we've got going on every afternoon, and we're killing it with the downloads here. But when they announced that Katie was going to be on this podcast, I said, better give me some good headlines, of which Katie said, tea or barrel. Tea being, gossip, barrel being making something out of nothing. And I said either. Sometimes there is tea in the barrel. I'll find it either way. And here we are, folks, finding that tea. By the way, doesn't the Jess's news show, Your Mom and Your Mom and Dad? Doesn't it look like, or Your Mom and Dad's Pod? It looks like that 70s show, The Vibe, which is very cool. Here's that 70s show wearing bowling shoes here. We're already barrel scraping. But of course, Ashton on the left is with Mila on the right. Second from the right, Fez, he hosted Your Mama. And of course, the guy in the middle is on trial for committing an atrocious crime, allegedly, that I can't even say on here without getting demonetized. But of course, I don't also want the Church of Scientology on my back. All right, I live in Hollywood, but either way, you can go look at that. I don't know about these other two, what they're up to. I'm sure they're living their best life. Speaking about living their best lives, Katie Thurston here, dressing the part, kind of like Scooby-Doo energy, the whole deal. But let's hear what she has to say about her situationship, then her relationship with John Hersey, how it began, and why they launched it so soon, and then after that, where she is now with the relationship that was sort of revealed without I wouldn't say her consent, but I think it was leaked a little too soon, and we'll get to that right now.
Yeah. As early as last year, I got this random DM from some fans who were like, hey, this emo show is happening tonight. You should come. And I was like, I don't know. And last minute, I was like, okay, I'll go. So I went to this emo show. I met so many people. I went by myself. I grabbed a beer. Liquid courage does help. I won't downplay that. Sure. But I met so many people. And there are some people that I met that night who are now girlfriends to this day, who have come and visit many, many times. I will say I had a situationship form from that meetup as well.
And look, situationship is just one of those words we didn't have when I was single. When I was single, we just called it friends with benefits. When I was single, we called it bumping Harrisons. But now it's got to be a situationship. Why? Because situation and relationship kind of sounds similar.
Do you really?
Unknowingly, I didn't go there to meet men. I was there just
emo
Katie. And rock on, But yeah.
Wow.
First and
So, God, can you imagine you go to an emo show? All you want to do is listen to some good Charlotte and enjoy, the early 2000s. And you wake up in your bed next to this guy. He's like, what color are my eyes? And you're like, I don't know. But, your dad's not the root of all your problems. All right, there it is. Jinko jeans. Is that emo? I'm not sure.
last situationship, I will say.
Oh, so we're done with the situationships.
Yeah. And also those are toxic. I didn't know. I thought I could do. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm emotionally unavailable too, but let's just bang and have fun. Well, you eventually kind of.
Let's just bang and have fun. Oh, we gotta isolate that at the 38:16 mark. That's going on the soundboard. Let's just bang and have fun. Let's try to listen to that one more time here. 38. Let's go to right there.
No, I didn't know. I thought I could do. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm emotionally unavailable too, but let's just bang and have fun. Well,
so it started.
Wait, can you tell me what's the situation?
Oh my gosh, can we get a merch shirt? Dave Neal, power listener. Let's just bang and have fun. All right.
It's fancy. It's
I'm sorry.
a fancy.
You need to get in tune with the youth.
I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. I'm going
So Jess's husband doesn't know what a situationship is. I love this. Oh my gosh, I could talk for hours with him just because we're the same age, and I think we're both on the back end of a wave. He works in music and in comedy. You have to be on top of pop culture news, but I'm like, wait, what does it mean to shade somebody? You start to ask these questions. You're like, wait, if you cannot name any of the artists in the Billboard Top 100, you're old. All right.
Is there something I'm missing here?
My God.
What are you kids up to?
Oh my God. It's like a fancy way of saying fuck buddies.
Whoa.
You're both I'm emotionally unavailable. I'm like, me too, but let's still hang out.
Right.
I like to call it the subscription without the payment, the premium
whoa.
Spotify, with all the perks, but zero commitment.
Right, that's the thing. So it's like, it's one
You're
of those
borrowing a
things where
login.
if you start off, if
Borrowing a
it's
login.
able to be a situation where it just
Like his houndstooth jacket too.
two people
Yeah.
aren't
I know
having
my
romantic
fashion.
inclinations towards each other and they're just having a good time, it's great. But then the situationship is when all of a sudden there starts to be those feelings and then there's the no commitment. A lot of
got
times, yeah, feelings I guess could be on both ends or
Or one I
one-sided.
think is usually how it ends up
Yeah,
hurting
right.
the most.
People lie to themselves and say they don't have feelings, although it does. Friends with benefits can work. It's just for how long, I mean, can you have friends with benefits for 12 years? Probably not. But, you might be in the same place for a year pocket or 3 months. Why we call it friends with benefits, it's never a friend. It's an acquaintance that you're okay having sex with and don't have to go to the mall with the next day.
What's
Sure.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, not the situationships. But
That's exciting though. I mean, like the point is that you went out alone.
Yes.
Met some people.
All right, so she's going out, meeting people, having fun. Hey, that's what you got to do. That's what we want from an independent woman, right? 4428. We're going to go to the next clip here. I'll take this moment to promote our stand-up show. Katie Thurston and I will be performing in San Diego. And I got to tell you, we're going to be pushing the lines with the content. There's going to be a Q&A. Stand-up comedy. There's going to be, you can get VIP tickets, which is going to have some adult toy giveaways. It's going to be a blast. That's February 15th, San Diego. I've already got people saying they're flying in from Canada. Just don't fly Southwest, baby. People want to fly in from San Francisco. All I got to tell you is if the show goes well, who knows? Not to jump to conclusions. We're going to be in Chicago, Austin. I'm kidding. Hey, but there's always a demand for everything if we have a fun time, which we will. That is February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day. So nudge your boyfriend in the right direction and get your tickets.
My God. Yes. Yes. Actually, the funny thing. So there was a moment where Blake and I had broken up.
So Jess asked the question. I didn't play it. Have you ever been recorded by fans or whatever?
And John lived in San Diego.
Okay.
And we were still in the very much friend zone. I was just so depressed at home and not going out.
And this is where people originally thought that Katie was emotionally cheating because she had broken up with Blake and then announced her relationship with John shortly after. And people started looking at papers and taxes and being like, well, how can this happen? And look, you're going to go, Dave, are you so stupid? Are you this hypocritical? You just accused Victoria Fuller and Greg Grippo of Victoria potentially emotionally cheating. I understand the bias that exists when you know somebody and know the facts versus another situation. My guess with emotional cheating is that it has to be sort of intentional. Not to say Victoria's was, we just don't know. But that was my opinion, and it has to be intentional. Like, I'm in a relationship still. I'm going to start rubbing elbows with this other person to see if they can provide, whatever, and you can hop from one to another. That we didn't see that happen with this relationship, but I guess you can listen for yourself.
And just not eating. And so John's like, we need to get you out. Let's get you croissants and let's go sit by the beach, whatever. So we did. And then a girl recognized us right away. And I was like, oh, that's going to
By the way, the quickest way to the, is a pastry. You want to get that pea, you go buy a pastry.
so bad.
Is that a Spice Girls song? You want to get with me? You got to buy a pastry.
Little did I know, who knows how soon later we'd be dating.
Right. But you were thinking, you're like, oh, this is going to appear a certain way.
Yeah, so I saw someone taking photos. I was like, well, screw this girl. I'm gonna be ahead of her. So I took a picture of John's
If you want to be my lover, you got to get a croissant.
dog and tagged it and just owned the fact that, yep, I'm out with John right now getting some fresh air, and whatever. So it just kind of sucks that I have to think that way.
So she gets fresh air with her friend John through a breakup, sees somebody that sees her, and she goes, I guess I got to share a photo with John. And she's actually got a point, because while it was sort of, seen that she moved on quickly from Blake, if the photo of her and John was out there canoodling, oh my gosh, they're eating a croissant from opposite ends, you get it. Carbohydrates. Hey, by the way, if you didn't know, I posted this on Instagram. I'm down 11 pounds since January 1st, just having given up sugar. And I know people are wondering if I'm drinking wine right now. No, this is actually beets and carrots in a blended juice. A fan of our program last year got me a juicer. You guys are just the best in the world. And people might say, oh, Dave, there's sugars in the carrots. And listen, you got to live a little bit, okay? I'm getting a little sugar from fruit sugar, but there's fiber too. Okay, speaking of fiber, let's get a little bit of Katie. But you understand how crazy it would have been if we only saw leaked photos of her and John. So the idea when you know somebody's going to go public is to just break the news yourself. It does lessen the blow. It does give control.
Mm-hmm. Even with announcing it when I was with John, it was probably a little more ahead of schedule than I would have liked to announce a relationship. But we had Stefan's big Christmas party
right
last year, and I was like, well, the options are either.
I mean, literally, it went on People. The Bachelorette's Katie Thurston shares romantic kiss with John Hersey under the mistletoe. And of course, we have a different beau from this New Year's. And people, I saw someone comment, how is she with all these different guys? What do 3 reported guys in 2 years? You prude.
A, embrace that we are like talking and flirting and trying to explore
Plus
our
this guy.
relationship. Or B, don't touch me, don't dance with me, don't kiss me. And I was like, no, I want to have a good.
You want to enjoy
I wanna
yourself.
have
She put the enjoyment of living life ahead of living in only staying in her apartment because she was afraid something was going to get exposed. I think that's I think in hindsight, good you didn't miss out on opportunities. Maybe you could have gone to Rome with John Hersey, whatever.
good time.
Of
So
course.
again, ahead of the schedule, like, okay, I guess we're just going to announce that we're chatting.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about the idea of if someone takes a photo or video of you, and it is something like when you were with John, where it was, people hadn't known yet that, you and Blake had ended things, and that there is that then feeling of if someone leaks it before I do, like it takes that power away from me.
Special shout out to Jess's fingernails. Holy cow. My wife just started getting her fingernails done. She's literally unable to open anything. She's like, babe, can you open this for me? She just has to use her knuckles. You know what I mean? Like ladies, you know what I mean? But either way, it looks good there. Matches. Very nice.
That's literally
say
happening
it-
right now.
Tell.
Okay.
Really?
Hold on, go back.
Of if someone leaks it before I do, like it takes that power away from me.
So Jess says if someone leaks it before you do, you don't never have the power. And then Katie describes how in the moment she's had photos leaked that she didn't want leaked, and maybe Power Recappers shared them. I didn't leak them. I just shared what was already public knowledge.
That's literally
say
happening
it-
right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
New Year's Eve. Everyone wants a New Year's Eve kiss, right?
So she does a New Year's Eve kiss.
So I had one with this guy. And the photo ended up being discovered because it was posted on the photographer's Instagram that night.
And this is what happens, right? The photographer knew it was going to be headlines, and it, call that clout chasing. They might have been friends, but of course, smooch launch. So the photographer posted these photos, and of course, we shared it. Smooch launch as it is, and of course, I don't know. Was this the same guy? Did he cut his bangs? No, this is Nick from the Circle here. Nick Uhlenhout. Either way, whenever I say his name, it makes me crave German sausage. I don't know. Maybe Katie craves his sausage. We'll have to see. But either way, yeah. I mean, look, like again, she traded the anonymity. Although it would have been nice. You hate to even have to say this, but if maybe the photographer had no idea. It's like, oh, they're kissing in public. It must be. It wasn't public. They were at a private event, I'm assuming. But the idea being that if you're friends with a photographer, like if I had a photo, and I really try when I was out at Brighton's. Cassie Randolph's boyfriend, Brighton, is a musician. When I went to his show, I was getting Instagram stories of him, and I was like, I gotta be very careful not to get Instagram stories of Cassie or Katie or Tammy or all these. I don't want them thinking that I'm there to report on them. I just want to report on what's already out there. I don't want to, you know what I mean? It is kind of creepy. So anyway, she had to deal with that.
So now, the next day, there's this ripple effect of articles coming out of Katie's new boyfriend. I'm like, since when do I have a boyfriend?
Yeah,
You're like,
right.
Let's see if I called it Katie's boyfriend. Let's see here. Did I call it? Oh, I don't have the title there. I might have called it Katie's boyfriend here. I said Katie's new man. Did Bachelor Katie Thurston leak a picture with her new man? So I don't think I called it boyfriend. Let's just search Katie Thurston here and see if we can find it, because I will own up to it. But sometimes it's not a boyfriend, but you just, I don't know. Katie's new man confirmed. Smooch launch. Bachelor Katie caught smooching. No, I didn't say boyfriend. She just got caught smooching. All right, I'm in the clear.
Can I just have a New Year's kiss?
Yeah.
how many of us? I didn't do it with someone else, Evan, just FYI. But how many of us on New Year's, it's you just have a random kiss?
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, kissing someone on New Year's is just like a high-fiving your buddy after a baseball game. It's like, Happy New Year. Okay. Well, anyway, we might have more breaking down of this video, but of course, you can check this out. Your Mom and Dad is the name of the podcast. Oh, I haven't even subscribed to the new channel. Your Mom and Dad is the the name of the podcast. It's obviously Jess from Chatty Broads has her new podcast with her husband. Fantastic work out there. Awesome. Katie Thurston hit it out of the park, and I'll have more content coming your way. Patreon.com/Dave Neal. Going live right after this. I'll share some information on ticket sales for the San Diego show. And of course, link in the comment section if you would like to join the San Diego party, February 15th. You can also use this QR code, which we have right here. I'm so technologically savvy. This QR code will lead to, patting myself on the back, my link tree where you can join the Tickets, Katie Thurston and Friends stand-up show featuring Dave Neal, or Bachelor Rush Hour, the podcast, Patreon, PayPal, all the other ways you can stay in touch with us. We are there. I am here, and we'll see you in a little bit.